ever noticed that depending on who you ask, you can get totally different advice about whether or not it's important to count calories in order to be successful at weight loss? Have you noticed that? Well, hi, my name is Coach Concita from ConcitaThomas.com, and in this video, I'm going to talk all about the big mistake that we're making when it comes to calories and weight loss. In my own experience and as a coach who has coached hundreds of women, I've noticed that we all fall into one of two traps when it comes to calories and weight loss. The first one is we value calories over content. We are so hyper-focused on the calorie content of a food that we make our decisions about what to eat and what to skip solely based on how many calories is in the food. This may seem smart, especially if you believe that
all you have to do to lose weight is burn more than you consume.
But the fact is, our bodies do not work that way. Our bodies are simply not like checking accounts, and it takes more than balancing numbers on a spreadsheet in order to produce weight loss, and especially sustainable weight loss. The problem with focusing on calories over content of a meal is that you can often find that you are hitting your daily calorie numbers, but you are super hungry. Your cravings are off the chain, and all that leads to a battle of willpower. We end up doing really good for a long time, and then we eventually crave and we eat the things. The other side of that is that some of us who are way more determined, or dare I say stubborn, will ride it out. No hunger pain is too great. Like, we can literally be at the point that we're gonna pass out in a meeting at work and we don't care because we've got goals and we're trying to hit them, right? Have you been there? Well, what happens is you may lose weight, you may be successful at it, and I've experienced that too. But what happens is that you're also likely to lose muscle when you're prioritizing calorie count over content, when you're not eating the right types of foods to lose fat and not just lose weight in general. And the really big downside of that is that when you lose muscle, your metabolism decreases. So over time, you have to eat less and less and exercise more and more in order to continue to lose weight, or even worse, in order to stay the same. So that is one of the big traps that we're falling into, is that we're totally valuing calories over content. We are skipping out on foods that are very nutritious and could help us lose weight simply because they may have a little bit more calories in them than some other foods that we're choosing instead. The second trap, if you will, that a lot of us fall into is that we are all about the content of our meals with little, if any, regard for calories at all, because we believe that if we
just eat healthy, if we just, fill our meals with protein and healthy fats and minimally processed starches,
that, well, calories won't matter. The weight will just fall off anyway. That is not a sustainable strategy. It's not something that will last forever if you completely disregard the calorie content of a meal. What's likely to happen if you do that is
you'll feel amazing, you'll feel healthy, your skin will glow,
but you will either gain weight or you'll stay the same.
And that's all good as long as your goal isn't weight loss. But if your goal is weight loss, that could be extremely frustrating. Here is the solution. Here's what you want to do, and here's how you can get right on calories when it comes to the weight loss process. You want to master content of your meals. The content does matter. So the healthy proteins and the minimally processed starches and the healthy fats are where you want to start. What you'll notice is when you start including more of the foods you need, you will naturally crave less of the foods that you normally have to use a lot of willpower to give up. One of my one-on-one clients mentioned to me that when I got her lasered in on optimizing her veggie intake, her sweet tooth magically disappeared. That's why you want to master the content of your meal first.
However,
you want to address calories if or when you get to a place where you notice that your results are slowing down or they're non-existent. One of the things that I do with my clients in coaching club and with my one-on-one clients is I help them understand what a reasonable portion is so that they can finish finish their weight loss journey and maintain their weight without ever having to worry about calories. However, if you are eating figure-friendly foods, you've mastered the content, and your results have halted, it is time to pay attention to what's going on with your calories. I hope this has been helpful. And if you are ready to master the content of your meals, which I've said was the first step, be sure to request and download your free figure-friendly meal checklist, which is basically a checklist that will help you make sure that all of your meals have the right content. And you can request that at the little button below if you're watching this on the blog. If you're watching this on YouTube, then just click the link to the blog to get over there and get your free figure-friendly meal checklist. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe.